Please rise for the academic procession and remain standing throughout the invocation to be given by Associate Professor of Psychology, Elena Sharp. Thank you.
The natural cycles in our lives lead us once again to a beginning. As this academic year unfolds, help us to see challenges as opportunities. You have gifted us with the ability to believe in that which we cannot see at times. Give us the fortitude and the perseverance to continue looking deeply into the hearts of others, where we will find the common value of embracing never-ending growth. As faculty and staff, keep us mindful of both the gifts and responsibilities to open the eyes and the minds of our students to see a broken world that they can and must heal. May we too be open to all they have to share as our partners in learning. Students, help us to see the larger life that lies ahead. As you juggle what seems at times to be impossible, may you always remember that you are not alone in your journey. Keep us nimble as we navigate an ever-changing landscape in higher education. Bless us with the courage to make bold moves, arm in arm as colleagues and students, forging our future as part of a global society. May we always be grateful for the rights and privileges that are ours as we commit ourselves to work to secure these rights for all people. Finally, Divine Creator, we ask for your blessing not only for us at Rockford University, but for those who face poverty, war, the loss of rights to seek education, and the devastation of the environmental crisis across our globe. May we never allow ourselves to become complacent in our call to work relentlessly for social justice throughout this world. Be with us this day and all of our days to come. Amen. Amen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the President's opening convocation. Dear trustees, members of the Executive Council, faculty, staff, and students. Today, as we gather here at the beginning of this new academic year, I'd like to reflect on a simple yet profound idea. Little things matter. It's often easy to become consumed by the grandiose, the monumental, the extraordinary. However, it's the small, seemingly insignificant actions that often have the most significant impact on our lives. Think about it. A smile exchanged in the hallway, a kind word of encouragement, holding the door open for someone, or taking a moment to ask a classmate how they're doing. These might seem like minor gestures, but they can create a ripple effect that resonates far beyond the moment itself. In a world that's becoming increasingly fast-paced and interconnected, these little acts of kindness and consideration become the glue that holds our community together. But it's not just about human interactions. The little things extend to the choices we make every day. Small academic habits, like showing up to class on time, dedicating just a few minutes every day to review, can lead to greater comprehension and success in the long run. Choosing to recycle, turning off lights when not in use, picking up litter when no one's watching, these actions collectively contribute to a healthy planet. The principle of little things matter emphasizes the value of perseverance and persistence, the small, consistent efforts we put into honing our skills, pursuing our passions, and tackling challenges eventually accumulate into remarkable achievements. It's the everyday grind, the dedication to improvement that molds us into capable individuals ready to take on the world. Let's remember that while we strive for success and graduation, we must not overlook the beauty and significance of the little things. Let's value the connections we build, the moments we share, and the choices we make every day. Let's cultivate an environment where small acts of kindness, understanding, and responsibility are not just appreciated, but actively encouraged. Let's embrace the ethos that little things matter. Let's be mindful of our actions, conscious of the impact we have on others and the world around us. By focusing on the small, we can create something truly remarkable, a compassionate, thriving community that leaves an enduring legacy. Thank you. And now, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Mrs. Rebecca Epperson, the Chair of the Board of Trustees. Rebecca is the founder and president of Chartwell Agency, a full-service marketing firm based in Rockford with clients across the globe. Overall, Rebecca has more than 35 years of corporate communications, public relations, and marketing experience with a variety of business-to-business, consumer-oriented and nonprofit organizations in developing and implementing strategic communications programs on a local, regional, national, and global basis. Rebecca received her BA in Journalism and Public Relations from the University of Wisconsin-Madison and her MBA from the University of Houston. She has served on the university's Board of Trustees since 2018. In addition to the time she devotes to Rockford University Board, Rebecca also serves on several other regional boards. Rebecca lives in Rockford with her husband Dana and their 12-year-old daughter Josie, and enjoys time with her 2 adult bonus sons as well. We are grateful that she's taken time out of her busy schedule to be with us here today.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. On behalf of the university's Board of Trustees, I'd like to welcome you to the President's opening convocation and the official start of the 23-24 academic school year. I'm honored to be here today, to be part of this board, to this university, and which is not just surviving but thriving today due to our amazing faculty and our staff and the leadership of Dr. Lanat, and most important, to you. As you begin your school year, whether it is your first year here at Rockford University or your fourth, keep in mind your success is not solely measured on the grades you earn. It's also about the knowledge you gain, the skills you hone, and the creativity you lean into to make a positive difference in your own life and those around you. Don't forgo the opportunity to enjoy this experience. Join clubs, try a new activity, head out to some of our amazing sports events, or even grab a cup of coffee or lunch with someone new. Because college is an experience, and one that you will look back on fondly because you participated in it and not just attended classes at it. You will encounter new ideas, explore different cultures, and make lifelong connections here at Rockford University. And I encourage you not to let that opportunity or that experience pass you by. This is an exciting time, so make the most of it. So again, on behalf of the entire Board of Trustees of Rockford University, thank you and have a great year.
These lights are so bright. I want to see everybody's faces and all I can see is light. Good afternoon. What I can't see, an awful lot of people in this audience, and I can't tell you how thrilled I am about that. So, let me just grab my notes here. Can I just see a show of hands? Because can you just raise your hand if you're a first-year student? Welcome, welcome. Board Chair Rebecca Epperson, distinguished faculty, esteemed guests, staff, administrators, coaches, I saw coaches out there, and of course, our Rockford University students, welcome. At this opening convocation of academic year 2023-24, I'd like to speak about the enduring value of a college education. The enduring value of a college education. That's becoming a tougher and tougher argument for people to hear lately, isn't it? For some time now, there's been a lot of noise about the value of a college education. And that's not just meaningless white noise. There are valid reasons why higher education is taking a hit right now. If you believe the headlines, then you're probably convinced that traditional college has lost a lot of relevance. Democrats express concern about the outrageous costs. Republicans are concerned about politics in the curriculum. In 2015, 57% of Americans had confidence in higher education. In 2018, that was down to 48%. Last year, that had fallen to 36% of Americans have confidence in higher education. So, why are we getting such a bad rap? Well, other than healthcare, nothing has risen as much as the cost of higher education. 200% in the last 20 years. That's 145% higher than the inflation rate, and that is outrageous. Do university qualifications even translate to the workplace anymore? 14 states, including 10 just this past year, have dropped the degree requirements for many of their jobs. That same trend is happening in a lot of the tech firms, various startups. Employers tell us time and again they can't count on college graduates they hire to add immediate value to their organization. We actually heard a little bit of that at the summit we hosted back in June. Higher education is elitist. That's another pretty loud criticism we're hearing these days. Well, when you think about that, the average American last year saved $5,011, it would take 75 years to save that money to send just one child to a top-rated U.S. university. I think that's pretty elitist. And of course, what about the crushing student loan debt crisis? There's about $1.77 trillion in outstanding student loan debt in the United States. Why would someone get an expensive college degree when there are so many great alternatives, boot camps, online programs, self-employment? So, is going to college even worth it? Is the value of a traditional college education really enduring? Yes, yes, yes. We have to do a much better job reminding people of the facts. And here are some of the facts. College graduates, on average, make $1.2 million more over their lifetime. College graduates are half as likely to be unemployed as their peers who only have a high school diploma. Typical earnings for someone with a baccalaureate degree is $36,000 more, or 84% higher than someone who only has a high school diploma. Everybody wants to talk, you've always heard this, the kid that's got $100,000 in student loan debt. Let's be clear, that represents less than 6% of all student loan holders. And by the way, shame on the parents of those kids, shame on the colleges that let that happen, and shame on the financial aid system that's not taking better care of this. But here is what we need to understand. The average debt level of a bachelor's degree recipient is equivalent to essentially the average price of a new car. I know new cars are expensive, I get that, but how long do we keep new cars? Maybe 5 or 7 years? A college degree has benefits that's going to last a lifetime. I'll talk about that a little bit more in just a moment. The average individual student loan debt across the country right now today is $34,700. That's a combination of the privates and the publics. This is something we here at Rockford University can take great pride in. The average student loan debt for our graduates is $18,000. Now that's a lot of money, I'm not saying that it's not, but comparatively, we have tried really hard to make sure our kids graduate with as little debt as possible. And by the way, and this is personal, I personally believe it's okay for students to have a little skin in the game. I really do. It's been my experience that when we have to work for something, pay for something, we're a little more committed to our success. And for those of you, particularly faculty now, when you've worked with adult students, right? We all know adult students typically, my God, they're like straight A students. Well, there's probably a reason for that. A lot of adult students went to college, their parents were paying for it, and for whatever reason, there's a million reasons they failed, right? They dropped out. Now that they're back, they realize how important college is, they're paying for it themselves, yeah, they're getting straight A's. So, one of the most compelling reasons for getting a college degree, of course, is the pivotal role it plays in shaping career prospects, right? We all know that. There's absolute tons of data that supports that. Today's job market is really competitive, and it's constantly evolving. Employers today want employees who not only possess specialized skills like digital marketing, like cybersecurity, they want people who can solve problems, right? So that means they've got to have those critical thinking skills, they've got to have those analytical skills. They have to be able to make informed decisions. They want employees who can speak effectively, articulate clearly, present themselves professionally. That's why what we do here is really important. Rockford University is a career-focused institution that is built on a solid foundation in the liberal arts. And we're very proud of that. It's not an either-or for us, it's a both. So beyond just career prospects, the pursuit of knowledge in an academic community like ours encourages intellectual curiosity. And the thing that is absolutely invaluable today, it fosters a lifelong love of learning. And that is more critical than ever given how rapidly the job market is evolving and will continue to evolve throughout your lives. These attributes of a college education will enrich every aspect of a student's life for the rest of their lives. What we do here at Rockford University in this community of learners, we expose our students to diverse perspectives, ideas, cultures, experiences. The students on our campus, they come from so many different backgrounds, and I don't just mean our incredible international students. We have kids from inner city Chicago, we have kids from farms out in Winnebago, we have kids from the suburbs of Schaumburg and Naperville, and we have kids from the city of Rockford. When students have friends from so many different backgrounds, when they have faculty who have so many differing points of view, that really broadens their thinking about people, about life, about the world. Because we are a small, caring community of learners, we encourage students to explore all sorts of diverse interests. We don't simply teach concepts or literacies or skills. We help young people discover their passions, discover their strengths, and we help them identify areas they need to develop so they can achieve a successful career and live a meaningful, rewarding life. You just don't get that in boot camps or trade schools or in online programs. The magic that happens in our classrooms, the camaraderie that happens on our football field, the friendships that are forged in residence halls, those aren't just one and done experiences. Those things last a lifetime. I would call that pretty enduring, by the way. Future jobs are going to become harder and harder to predict. Navigating life is going to become more and more complex. What a college education does is help young people learn, apply, and adapt. Learn, apply, and adapt. So that no matter what the future brings, the college graduates we teach, they're going to be very well prepared to face whatever their futures hold. Now that's your job, and I'm pointing at faculty here, I'm pointing at coaches and advisors, administrators here. My job, and actually my leadership team's job, the Board of Trustees' job, is to make sure that that magic is affordable and accessible to as many deserving young people as possible. Wait, you think, right? That's why there are trade schools and online programs and boot camps. Yeah, those are all great things. I'm not denying that at all. They're affordable options for sure. But those options will never produce what we create on this campus through the college education that we deliver. The enduring value of a college education cannot simply be something that the sons and daughters of rich people have access to. When I graduated from high school in 1973, we're having our 50th reunion next month, I don't want to go. 50 years ago, right? I genuinely believed that college was a right and not a privilege. 50 years later, I believe that it should be a right, but in reality, today, it really is a privilege. So students, as you take your first steps into the new academic year, please recognize that a college education is a gift, but it is a gift that lasts forever. This is the best investment you could possibly make in your own future. And faculty, staff, coaches, administrators, let's never lose sight of what a privilege it is for us to play such a critical role in preparing the next generation of leaders, of innovators, of moms and dads, of teachers, of social workers, of community activists. As we embark upon this new year of education and transformation, let's all remember that our futures are boundless. And it all starts here, and it all starts now. So with that, I am going to ring this bell that you see here. This bell was the bell that Anna Peck Sill rang every morning and every evening. She was the first principal of the Rockford Female Seminary. So this is going back 170 some years, right? So this is her bell. I will ring this bell today, and the next time you will hear this bell will be at commencement. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome in this new academic year.
Please stand with me. We're going to sing our school song.